Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to our October Energy Hangout at TLC for the Soul. Welcoming in our 7th year at TLC for the Soul YouTube and on our podcast. We have a lot to cover today in a little bit of time. Grab yourself a cup of something fun. I have decaf Taste of San Antonio and Taste of the Hill Country coffee from my South Texas grocery store that I love so much, HEB. My cup up here in North Dakota, where next week at night it's already going to be going into the 20s. Winter is arriving. I don't mind winter. I don't want to talk about winter. I don't mind winter, but winter up here is particularly just it's a very long period of cold. Okay, so on that note, let's get started. As I wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Pleiadians, TLC for the soul guides. We had Archangel Raphael coming in too. So I don't know if I kind of want to split the healing light language into its own separate show because I don't think we'll have enough time here to cover that. But let's just see what we can get through here in the time that we have together. This is our October Energy Hangout. There's a lot of big changes coming in. Even though I am recording this on the 10/10. It's a very powerful day. It's the first quarter moon. And I feel like we needed that whole time from the first to now to recover and integrate from that new moon solar eclipse that we had. Plus, personally, I just been so busy doing other things that had to get done. And I have like quite a few things that still need to be done before it starts getting really cold outside. So anyway, this is perfect time. In terms of the energies of the month, I'm just going to dive right in. So just meet me here in this space. I'm seeing the number 1313. And this morning I drew a few cards about the changes that are coming. So the first big one to talk about is this next full moon in Aries. This whole middle of the month of October, whenever you find this, is in the astrology is really big on pushing for change, pushing for the new and letting go of the old. Pluto goes direct. I think it's today or tomorrow. I don't know when it is actually. I think it's in a few days. Pluto will be going direct at the very last degree points of Capricorn, which is another huge big deal. It'll be moving into Aquarius in November, like the middle of next month. And it will be closing out energies that we've been trying to like climb mountains to overcome since 2008. So another big, huge energy cycle closing out with this Pluto moving into another, its new sign of Aquarius. So anything that you've been really pushing for, working hard on, striving for, seemingly endless mountains to climb and summits to peaks to reach, to try and overcome whatever obstacles and try to get to your goals, will soon be coming to an end. So there's these final little, I guess, like clearing things, final little like cutting cords and releasing the past that will be happening over the next 5 weeks or so. So those are the big ones. It's not the only ones, but it's the ones we're going to talk about here. Because when I made my calendar for the month of October, it's just for next week, for this week, it had slow, steady progress, which we have been doing. But for next week, it has for the whole week like a flip in circumstances right before that Aries full moon. So I might do a separate show on that. We'll just see what I'm guided to do. But I'm here today to share the Earth Council channeling for October. There's quite a few bringers of the light calls to action in this channeling. If you are a Patreon member, you received the full channeling, the text format of the channeling I posted as an early release or whatever for my Patreon members last week. If Patreon is something you're interested in, it is a members platform where I post a lot of additional content. I'm getting ready to start an astrology course on there as well. So you could take a look at that. Links to everything I talk about, every little thing I talk about, are always in the show notes of every show that we do here. Whether you're listening to this on the podcast at many major podcast providers, we're all over the place, or watching me on YouTube, as this is a video today. So if you're listening on the podcast, you want to see us on YouTube, come over to the TLC for the Soul YouTube channel and you can join us here. The other thing too, Patreon started offering, just if you're interested, is you don't have to, if you're not ready to commit to like a recurring monthly membership, we do have the ability now to offer collections of our content as like a one-time purchase. And so I have a collection of timeless readings and I have a collection of our weekly card readings. So if that's something you're interested in, then you would get access. You would get ongoing access to that particular collection without having to commit to like a monthly membership. If you're a monthly member, you can go read all about that. You can see what's offered in the different tiers of our Patreon. All right, let me just center my thoughts here on where to start. Let's get, kind of asking the guides, like, where do you want me to start? We also have Samhain this month too. We talked about this somewhere. I don't know where. I think it was in if you have not done the Elder Council drum journey yet, the shamanic journey, where we are sitting down in this drum journey. Each one of you will individually journey to your guides, to like an Elder Council type of meeting setup, like a round table with your most trusted guides. To get guidance on your questions of what's going to be coming up for you over the next 3 months. So from now until the solstice in December, then I would highly recommend you to take a look at the drum journey. It's interactive. Like, you're going to think of the questions that you have for your guides, and then you're going to go into journey space and you're going to sit down with them at, powwow or drum circle, whatever, and ask them your questions so you can get the answers that you need for yourself over the coming months. So that's a guided drum journey. I take you through that, and that is the show right before this one. And I did post it in both places, on the podcast and on the YouTube channel. But in that drum journey and in that channeling, we talked about this month of October being somewhat fast-paced because what's called Final Harvest, or Witch's New Year, is on Samhain, which is October 31st. Halloween, for everybody who's not aware of other things that happen in the energy world regarding that. But it's, if you're following the wheel of the year, or the almanac or the pagan calendar or whatever, then October 31st was kind of like the last time to get things off the vine or get things out of the ground. I'm talking about like, your harvest before it got too cold. I believe we've already had first frost here where I'm at in North Dakota. I think it was last week, or I remember seeing a warning saying something about first frost. So, it might be too late for us here, but Witch's New Year's coming up. It is the spooky season. It is, October is like, my most favorite month of the year. So I'm trying to enjoy all the autumnal goodness before all the leaves fall off the trees and I don't see them again until May. So, because many of the trees and things around here do not start to get leaves again and stuff until late April, early May, because it will, once it dips below, once it gets cold, it will not get warm. It will not come up again on a regular basis, probably until April or May. So we have a very long period of a lot of cold air coming up. And I can already hear it in my voice. It's already starting to sound weird. It's been kind of cold in the mornings and warming up to the day, but I think today is our last warm day. It's going to be 85, and it was like 40 something last night. But I saw Sunday, I saw cold weather coming, and it looks like it's might be here to stay. I shouldn't assume what the weather's doing, but also, I don't know. Hold on, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to get a spirit guide. I'm going to get this spirit guide that wants to work with us. So this will work with our collective. This is also a guide that will come out that if you want to work with them individually, you could call on them. I've got my box of spirit guides for my spirit guide auctions. If you've been here a while, you might be familiar with that. If not, it's kind of long. It's not a long story, but it's a bunch of spirit guides I amassed through a private spirit guide auction of one particular person's on Facebook that I used to go to. So this one's coming up pretty strong. What is this? What is this? Who is this? Oh, it's my Beltane merfolk again, Ariana and Malton. So let me just read a little bit about them. So it is a rose quartz heart. I'll take it out in a second and show it to you. But let's see. Who's our Beltane merfolk? I have descriptions of all of them, because when Leah would post them in the auction, she would have a really good description of all of them. And that's how I would bid or buy out these friends who are now part of my collection. Merfolk couple. Beltane couple. There are many couples here to bring in new beginnings, love, confidence, and sexual healing. Each couple carries their own unique gifts and personalities, but all are beautiful and sexy. Okay, well, Ariana and Malton, so, maybe they're in this rose quartz heart. I wear this a lot. When I got this, I was like, oh my God, this was beautiful. And I wear it a lot personally. But, we do have Archangel Raphael coming in. And I did notice some folks were starting to go back to some of the older content on YouTube. We had a drum journey for sexual healing that we did there. And the audiobook that I'm still in the middle of recording, I think we're in chapter 25 now. But the beginning of the audiobook was all about doing a lot of, it was a healing workbook. It was all about doing sexual healing. There were some chapters in there where we really were diving deep there. So it looks like that's coming up again. So Beltane merfolk. Merfolk are water beings, right? Beltane is a fire holiday on the wheel of the year. So we're mixing fire and water together to get steamy stuff. So maybe there's some steamy stuff going to be happening this month. Steamy relationship stuff, since they're a couple. We're still, the Libra solar eclipse energy is going to be with us for the next 6 months. So, maybe be the beginnings of some new relationships or stuff now just signaled here with an additional confirmation. This morning, too, I asked the cards how to continue to hold space for manifestations that haven't come in yet. Right now, like what I always kind of ask, like, how can I continue to hold space for these manifestations that haven't come in yet? I don't know what's going on here. Look, it looks like that. It looks like Cindy Lou Who or whatever from Whoville. And they said that, let me just get grounded. So I asked the cards, how can I continue to hold space for certain manifestations that haven't come in yet? And I got from 2 different decks the Tower card twice. So I think in terms of stuff there's some stuff that's getting ready to come in around the middle of the month. And really there's nothing else you need to do other than continue to just affirm your desire and let it go and get ready for big changes. And I think I've heard that confirmed like 4 times this morning through other different confirmations, and the thing that I posted, the daily short that I posted on TikTok, Utah. Utah. My Utah friends, my Utah bringers of the light. Hello, my Utah family. I've got some bringers of the light in Utah, are part of our soul family. But Utah, YouTube, and wherever else I post. Big changes coming in was part of today's daily reading. So let me bring in the channeling from our Earth Council members. So this is something we do pretty much every month unless they don't have an update. I guess I should put these in a playlist too, but we had an introductory, like who are the Earth Council? How are we working with them? I'm not going to go into all of that. But it is a council of higher light beings that I volunteered to work with, and they kind of came and said that they would want to work with us and help us with just different news items that have to deal with Earth ascension and how we, as bringers of the light, I call us bringers of the light, it could be light warrior, spiritual warrior, whatever moniker you want to put on yourself. I call it Bringers of the Light. That's just the name the guides gave me. That's the book series we write under. Well, it's one of the book series we write under. I'm also an author. All my ebooks are free to read, fiction and nonfiction. My nonfiction ebook out there right now is Eat Like a Lemurian. It's an 18-month journey and workshop book on how to raise your consciousness and work with self-awareness and work with healing. I knew a couple of people that downloaded that book, and I haven't really heard. I heard from them when they initially started it, but it's a little bit of a longer journey, so I'm not sure how folks are doing with that at this point. But that is out there. That's free to read on ebook format as well as all of my fiction book series. Okay, I've got a lot of crickets going on. I'm trying not to make it be so loud. All right, so I'm going to read the October Earth Council update, probably verbatim because there's a lot here, and then I will post it on my blog. Like I said, if you want early access to that, like about a week in advance, I do post those on for my Patreon members. But this is so just sit back. What I would advise you to do here is just to sit back, listen with your master senses, call in your guides, see what resonates with you. Every single 100% of what's in here may not be something that's meant for you to do or take action on. So just sit with what feels right for you, because some of this update is specific to our bringers of the light who are really can go in deep with spiritual light work, and you'll know if this is you. So if you hear, because there's one of them in here that's like that, if you hear it and you're like, oh my God, I would never want to do that, then that's not meant for you. But people in our TLC for the Soul community, I know quite a few, need this information as well. So I just share it all and let you disseminate what's for you and what might not, and what might be for somebody else. And then, what we do as a collective here in the TLC for the Soul community is hold space for our other community members who are doing this work that we're not doing. So if something pertains to you and you're doing it, you're the one taking action. The rest of us that might not be doing this thing, we're holding this space as a TLC for the Soul collective for those of you that are doing this work, meaning we're supporting you energetically. We're behind you. You're part of a group. You're part of a community of like-minded people, souls. There's not just humans as part of this collective. There are other beings here that do also support this and do also partake of this information and go back to their collective kingdoms and work with this as well. I'm getting big chills because my guys, I've had some of you reach out to me and tell me that before, like, I know you're not just talking to humans. I'm like, I know there's other beings here that use this information and do help out as well. Look like something fell from the ceiling. And for those, so I guess that's it. We're all in this together, whether we're actively the one taking action on something or whether we're a space holder, helping others out. Okay, so this is called October Earth Council Update Third Quarter News. Beginning this month of October, the guides had 3 key areas they would like assistance with from bringers of the light in service to others. Do we need to know who the bringers of the light, who the Earth Council is again, for anybody that's new? Probably not, because I can't find it. So let me just keep going. Planetary grid upgrades is their first one. The channeling is, this is a time of great shifts and changes, and with that comes the need to enhance the energy grids around the planet. With more higher light and photonic energies coming in, it is necessary to stabilize the grids and allow higher beings to start the necessary upgrades to this energetic system. What does that mean for your group? So that I asked, they're telling us, what does that mean for us here at TLC for the Soul, for those of you here? We are asking for volunteers to hold space in their own area to allow for the up-leveling of the frequency bands in those spaces. We are engaging many different beings to assist in this endeavor, and each one of you can do your part by partaking in the following exercise on a monthly basis over the next quarter and until the December solstice 2024. So the steps were, and I'm going to post this, so if you don't get all these steps down or whatever, you can go look at the blog and you can take this and, screenshot it or whatever. Take a crystal of your choice outdoors and place it on the ground in your domain or where you live, the area of your residence. Bury the crystal lightly in the earth and allow it to connect in with all the other beings' crystals who are participating in this exercise. Instruct the crystal to absorb the lower vibrational frequencies of the energy bands in this area and to dispose of the lower energies by sending them into the sun. Instruct the crystal to then send out its highest frequencies, matching those with the crystals that are also participating in this exercise, so that they're all connecting together. All the crystals that are participating are connecting together. And then number 5, let this instruction set run for as long as you are able. When you feel like your crystal is complete with what it's doing, remove the crystal from the earth, cleanse and recharge it as you typically would. Number 7, each time you repeat this exercise, use the same crystal. Over time, this crystal will become like a quote-unquote master crystal for you, and you will be able to benefit from its higher wisdom. And then they just say, thank you for your participation in this project. So this is something that you can do to help the up-leveling of the earth grids and stuff for the energy, any energy upgrades that are going on right now for the planet itself. So some of you are going to be like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is something I do, all the time. Then this would be an exercise would be like something for you that they're asking for volunteers. This is also if you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. I've never done that before. I want to try that. Then go take a look at the steps. Pick your crystal accordingly and just do this until the December solstice. Okay, so this is a call to service. Anytime you're called to service, hey, that's good karma points. That's good brownie points. Anytime you're doing, so these are different examples of service work and ways that you can help and give back in addition to, tithing or giving to charity or, in this case, I know there's a lot of weather related things happening right now and people might be wanting to donate to, whatever causes that might help with relief efforts or whatever. This is another way to help the planet, and some of these storms are happening as a result of different frequency shifts on the planet. There's many different reasons storms are happening. I kind of wanted to do a show on weather magic, and I'm not sure if I'm going to yet. I have done one other show about working with your local weather spirits, but I'm not ready yet to get into the whole theory of why these storms are happening. But anyway, that is the first update from the council. The next one is human body template upgrades. This is a time of enhanced solar activity. We are in solar maximum or going into it or, right here on the cusp of being in solar maximum. And as such, the human body, as well as other beings and kingdoms, are adjusting to increased energy loads on the system. The human body template is a complex network of meridians and the like, and is being increasingly updated as higher levels of light enter the atmosphere. You can assist in this body template upgrade by flushing the system on a regular basis. This is a good time in the next quarter to pay greater attention to your needs. Listen to what your body is asking for and allow it. This is one of those times when you may be quote unquote craving something you normally wouldn't, or wanting to release a habit, food, or something else that no longer vibrates right for you. Each person is different, and your individual spirit guide team, as well as it says, and each person is different, and their individual teams, as well as yours reading this, will be reaching out to help you better align you with these changes. Pay attention to the signs. So there's seasonal changes happening. You know, this is just kind of a part two of like better helping your physical avatar to assimilate what's going on right now. So I think it's going to be different for everybody. Just pay attention to that. What you might need to support yourself. And then the last update is the one I think may or may not be for everybody here. You're going to know, and I have a feeling I know some of you who I know that this is most likely for. In addition to, this is one I wanted to do, and they told me I couldn't do it because I wouldn't have enough time. Okay, this is called the Dragon Prophecy. Is a set of codes that have been initiated by the Dragon Councils in order to help the planet in this time of great change. Dragons, they love to work and to battle lower vibrations. And the Dragon Councils are looking for volunteers to assist them with going into darker, dense areas and working to disengage lower forces. This is an elite assignment, and one who accepts should be well versed in how to work with dark energy and how to transmute and transfigure these energies. This is a tremendous learning experience for any volunteers, but not for the faint or weak. If you are interested in participating in these exercises, please let your spirit team know to get in touch with Bringers of the Light Earth Council members so we can assign you appropriately. Only take what resonates and leave the rest for others. You will know what is right for you, but to suffice it to say that we are looking for as many volunteers as we can get right now. Great blessings and rewards will be given to anyone volunteering for these services. And on that note, we close with a message of encouragement. You, bringer of the light, are here because you volunteered to be a part of this great golden age ascension process. Simply by allowing your soul to engage with the ascension process, planetary upgrades, and up-leveling of all beings and kingdoms here, you are being of service, and we highly regard you and your efforts. Let the light shine, be a beacon, and know that love will always prevail. So this dragon prophecy sounds really interesting and really like something I would want to try, but ask. So if it sounds exciting, it sounds interesting, if you're looking for some good karma credits, like you're looking to balance any negative karma, this would be a fortuitous assignment for you. However, you need to have really strong boundaries. You need to be really clear on what you're doing. You need to have a really good relationship with your guides. You probably need to have some experience doing this type of work before. Let me just stop and see if there's anything else. Yep, that's it. They're like, you need to, this is not for somebody like new to the ascension process. So if it speaks to you, what you need to do is have your team, I would go like in a meditation, I would channel with your team and have your team contact the Bringers of the Light Earth Council team and let them share with you what your assignment is, like where they want you to work, what they want you to do. But it looks like they're looking for a lot of volunteers to help out and not just human volunteers. So we'll probably get some, it looks like some of the, they're saying in Terra kingdoms like the Shi, the Telosians, and other beings from other realms that are part of the earth to help out with this assignment. So, sounds very interesting and very fun. All right. So again, I will post that if you want to go and read it. and get the steps of that other exercise or anything else there, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to pull, this is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. I'm going to get us a card. And I think to keep this short, I am going to move any healing. I'm going to see what the healing is going to be, but let's just get any other messages for our Bringers of the Light family here. This came out in the reverse. The Singer of Initiation, card number 9. I can kind of see it better there. Is this an initiation phase? I had a lot of 9s come out in the daily reading today. And I think I was sitting down with someone yesterday pulling cards, and they had like, their main cards were 3 9s. So a lot of completion energy. Let's see. This is the book. Singers are angelic beings in Brian's book. The Singer of Initiation is passage through trial, triumph, and new levels. The Singer of Initiation brings a major transition between old and new. As we prepare to pass through any gate, we are greeted by this singer who tests us to see if we are ready to enter into the new realm, or whether, for our own safety and well-being, we must stay where we are. There is no initiation without testing, and this testing must take us to our limits in order to be valid. Initiation is not just a charming ritual with candles, incense, and other occult paraphernalia. True initiation is grounded in material reality and extends through body, mind, and emotion. The testing occurs on all levels of our being. The more profound the change being processed, the more rigorous the test. However, these initiations are only given when the singer knows we have the potential, the ability, and the opportunity to pass them. If we pass the initiation this singer offers, we are strengthened by the process itself, and in working through it, we learn something about ourselves, and we finally move irrevocably from one way of being to another. And the reading is breakthrough. Drawing this card notifies us that significant change, what we just talked about, and challenge are both occurring in our lives, with the potential for moving into a new realm, which involves a new way of being. This major change has been building for a long time, and the moment is now here to meet this challenge. We may already be aware of the initiation process, but perhaps we have only seen it as bad luck or fate. It is neither. It is an opportunity to see if we have deep down truly learned the lessons we have been working on and are willing to apply them in our lives. The presence of the Singer of Initiation in a reading often presages a period of success, seeing, accepting, and using our own powers at a higher and more ethical level. The gate is open to us, but we must take the action of stepping through it. And I think this gate is opening, and I think that with these 9s, in addition to what I drew this morning when I was like, well, what else do I have to do to bring these changes in? Because I'm willing to, because with Pluto going direct and only having a few more weeks, 4 or 5 weeks or so in Capricorn, this is like anything else that needs to go. And so when I asked, I'm going to ask on behalf of our collective, but when I asked like on behalf of myself, I got the Tower card twice, kind of like, there's nothing else you need to do but just be ready for change. So let me just see if that's collective. Yeah, the majority of you have done everything you need to do right now. And you're just in this process of waiting for the wheel to turn. And big chills. And waiting for the right time to take action. And you'll know when the time is right. You're not going to miss that time. You're not going to forget about it. You're not going to forget about it. You continue to receive umpteen signs, synchronicities, confirmations that you're on the right track, you're on the right path, and anything that you've already been thinking of doing to prepare for this change has been divinely guided. There really hasn't been a moment when you've been separate from source on this one, where you know, feel like maybe you're doing something weird. Like, I think we've had this before, like, why am I why am I buying a house for 6 people when there's only me? You know, weird stuff like that, like that you may have been guided to do, or you may have been thinking about manifesting. Why do I need to manifest? You know, these keep coming up. A 600-acre ranch, like our springers, like our Thunderverse collection books. Why do I need to manifest a 600-acre ranch? It's just me right now and my horse. Why, you know, why am I getting guidance to do anything right now? Some of it is because change is coming and you're the one preparing for the change to come. You're like the predecessor of the change happening, meaning that you're getting ready to be ready to be ready. And they're saying that's really all right now. They do want me to take a look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Singer of Healing. Oh, I did want to know what this healing was going to be about. That needs to come up. So let's just ask, because that's a card number 10. Okay, so before we close out, let's find out what our healing is that we should or need to be focused on. They said there's nothing else you need to do, but there's some light language I need to bring in. Unity. That's an 11. That's a card about union. Let me just see what keywords. That's card number 1. That's like the beginning of the... Let me just see here what this healing is all about. Oh. Union, mystical experiences, and spiritual home. All right, what is this healing we're going to be doing? How we see the dark and the light, masculine and feminine, active and passive, and other polarities, all expressed in balanced, energy-filled, vibrant union. Resolution of inner conflict is often necessary before we move ahead. It is important that this time that we work toward cooperation, reconciliation within and without. Seek the highest good of all involved and not merely your idea of the highest good. Ask for the divine energy of union to permeate and guide you. All right, so we may be coming back in a couple of days, it sounds like. This is 11/11 energy, so we may just be doing some healing and some light language to help propel you forward towards your union. Whatever that means to you. Is it union within, just union within, helping you feel better? Because we did have Archangel Raphael coming in. Is it union without? Anybody who's trying to manifest a new partnership. When you are balanced within, then you're ready to bring in a balanced, healthy partnership. So that could be for some of you as well. So that looks like there may just be some healing or some light language activations we need to do around that, especially with our Beltane Merfolk couple coming in and talking about sexual healing and relationships and couples and all that. So we'll see what happens there. My goal, my intention is to record this on Saturday, which would be the 12th, but we'll see. We'll see when they want me to do it. Anyway, until then, this has been our October Energy Hangout. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your month. We'll be back with many more things this healing episode, and I have a new card flip through reading called Tarot Tales that I want to do as well. So thank you so much for joining me here, and we will see you all again soon, somewhere in the astrals, at TLC for the Soul. Take care. Welcome to Auntie Hattie's Banana Bread Barn walking tours. Come join us. Take a break from the road to Hana. Come on in and try our powdered sugar-topped banana bread and a walking tour through Auntie Hattie's beautiful banana plantation. She might talk to you a little bit about how to make her famous banana bread as she winds you through the trails where there are mystical elemental beings who might show themselves to you if you give them a chance and maybe share a little piece of your banana bread. Auntie Hattie's Banana Bread Barn walking tours, the Road to Hana favorite.